more I play Shadow Warrior, the more I like it. This reboot of the 1997 shooter loses the racism, but keeps the fun of mixing swords, magic, and guns in fast-paced combat. It does a great job of including the best parts of 90s shooter design, like letting you carry all the weapons at once, and a big single-player campaign with large levels that don't lead you around by the nose. And the cheesy, tongue-in-cheek humor of Lo Wang and his impish spirit sidekick Hoji gave me plenty of chuckles. This is one of those successful reimaginings that doesn't just do justice to the original, but improves upon it. Graphically, Shadow Warrior is just okay. Human character models in particular don't look so hot, but slicing enemies into bits with Wang's katana is great. Even if the demon designs and animations aren't anything spectacular, lopping off their heads and limbs is good retro fun. Also, the 12 chapters do a good job of mixing up the settings, from Japanese temples lined with blossoming cherry trees to sewers and fiery demon dimensions. A few even have great-looking atmospheric effects. The story starts out as a simple quest to recover 3 pieces of a magical sword in order to destroy ancient spirits from another dimension. But by the end, more than 20 hours later, our wisecracking ninja warrior is fighting his way through demons against a backdrop of a surprisingly deep tragedy. The acting is pretty good, especially from Hoji, and the contrast between the tone of the light-hearted banter between him and Wang and the somber backstory in the cinematic somehow works. Considering that Wang basically is a walking penis joke, that's a lot more than I was expecting from Shadow Warrior. Of course, the abundant crude humor got lots of chuckles out of me too.
Well, look at that. Meet piñatas.
Swordplay starts out as simple melee slashing, but becomes much more interesting when you unlock Wang's more advanced moves. Stringing a few of these together feels pretty badass. I have mixed feelings about the controls, which use a double tap of a direction button followed by a click to activate a power. It works, but it makes them a little tough to use quickly. The lack of a block or parry ability keeps it from feeling like actual sword fights, though it does mean Shadow Warrior never slows down or stops feeling like an old-school run-and-gun shooter. The 3 upgrade trees for Wang's powers, skills, and weapons give you lots of new abilities to play with, and that keeps fights from getting too repetitive. Using the sword is so much fun that I avoided using guns except for taking out flying enemies, but there's a respectable selection of upgradable weapons here. These weapons pay homage to the 90s shooter, but also put a good spin on them, and I do love zapping enemies with a laser beam fired from a demon's severed head, or squashing a demon heart in my hand to wipe out all minor enemies nearby. Levels are designed to accommodate battles against dozens of enemies, with more big open areas than you see in most shooters nowadays. There are also a ton of secrets scattered around, which encourage me to explore every nook and cranny instead of just rushing through. The downside is that it's not always clear where you're supposed to go since there's no map, and occasional scripting errors had me spending about 10 minutes searching for a way forward that hadn't unlocked like it was supposed to. That's pretty frustrating. Shadow Warrior is more than an homage to an old game. It's a great single-player shooter, with lots of content and a well-done melee combat system. Its graphics don't really impress, but it makes up a lot of ground with a fun attitude and goofy, crude humor that make Lo Wang one of the most enjoyable shooter protagonists in recent years. Oh, and it has a demon bunny. You'll find everything you need to know about Shadow Warrior at IGN.